They've stopped calling it a football match. On social media, it's become something else entirely. Some are calling it a reckoning. Others are calling it the final before the final. And after everything we've watched over the past fortnight, you can't really blame them for feeling like something bigger is at play. Wednesday night in Atlanta. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Over 70,000 inside. Tens of millions watching around the world. And on that pitch, two of football's most iconic nations are about to collide in a World Cup semi-final. England. Argentina. The rivalry that has given us the hand of God, the goal of the century, Beckham's red card, and decades of bad blood. But here's the thing. This isn't just about history anymore. This is about something far more uncomfortable. This is about whether the game we all love is still being decided on the grass, or whether something else is pulling the strings. And the nickname that's been following Argentina like a shadow through this tournament? You've heard it. VARgentina. It's not clever. But it is brutally accurate. And now they face England. A football giant. A founding nation of the sport. A team with 15,000 traveling fans already in the country. A team that commands the undivided attention of the entire planet. This is the match that FIFA's worst nightmares are made of. Because if a soft red card or a phantom offside or a generous penalty tilts this game Argentina's way, there's nowhere to hide it. This isn't Cape Verde. This isn't Egypt. This isn't Switzerland. This is England. And the whole world is watching. So let's talk about what we're actually going to see on Wednesday. And let's start with the football, because that's what really matters. England are really, really good. Thomas Tuchel has become only the fourth manager in history to take England to a World Cup semi-final. He's done it with a side built around two of the form players of the entire tournament. Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham are both sitting on 6 goals through 6 games. But it's not just the numbers. It's the shape of the thing. Kane drops deep. Pulls defenders out. Knits the play together. Drags Argentina's backline into decisions it doesn't want to make. Then England hit them with rotating pace on the flanks. Bukayo Saka. Anthony Gordon. Noni Madueke. Marcus Rashford. Fresh legs recycled every game. And through the middle comes Bellingham, arriving late into the box like a missile. It is almost a custom-built machine for exploiting the exact weakness Argentina have shown all tournament long. Because make no mistake, this Argentina team is beatable. Their defense has conceded 5 goals in 3 knockout matches. Cape Verde carved them up. Egypt scored a goal of the tournament contender against them. Switzerland found the spaces behind their backline over and over. But here's where it gets interesting. Because this isn't just about tactics. This is about something far more primal. You cannot separate this rivalry from the shadow of the Falklands. Las Malvinas, as Argentina calls them. The 74-day war in 1982 that killed more than 900 people and injected real-world venom into every meeting since. It's why 1986 felt like revenge. It's why the emotion around this game runs so much hotter than sport alone can explain. For years after the war, England and Argentina met in the quarterfinals of the 1986 World Cup at the Azteca in Mexico. Diego Maradona scored the infamous Hand of God goal and then followed it with the goal of the century. Argentina won 2-1 and went on to lift the trophy. Maradona later wrote that he preferred the handball to the brilliant goal because it was a bit like stealing the wallet of the English. That's the history these players are walking into. That's the weight on their shoulders. And now, 40 years on, we have Lionel Messi facing England for the very first time in his career. More than 200 international appearances. A record 125 goals for Argentina. And he has never shared a pitch with the Three Lions at senior level. Think about that. The greatest player of all time, and this is his first ever meeting with England. He's 39 years old. This is his last dance. And he's about to face the one opponent that has eluded him his entire career. Messi has 8 goals in this tournament, tied for the Golden Boot. He's been dragged into extra time twice. 3 brutal knockout marathons in a row. And yet, when the game is level and the tension is unbearable, he produces magic. Julian Alvarez's 25-yard howitzer against Switzerland. Enzo Fernandez's header to sink Egypt. Someone in blue and white always delivers. But here's the thing that should genuinely excite you. England have the tools to stop him. Not just stop him, but beat this Argentina team outright. On pure football. No favors required. The midfield battle is where this will be won or lost. Declan Rice against Enzo Fernandez. 2 London rivals from Arsenal and Chelsea, both transferred for similar fees of around €120 million. Fernandez operates further forward, using his passing range to unlock defenses. Rice is the holding midfielder whose outstanding athleticism has earned him the nickname, the Horse, among Arsenal supporters for his relentless running. England will hope Rice has fully recovered after being substituted at halftime against Norway. Whoever wins that battle controls the game. Robbie Fowler, who knows a thing or two about big games, put it perfectly. He said the midfield battle will ultimately determine who reaches the final. England need to stay compact and avoid dropping too deep because that only invites pressure. Argentina will look to dominate possession through midfield and create overloads between the lines. At this stage of the tournament, the technical difference between the remaining teams is very small. In matches like these, mentality can be the deciding factor. And that's where the tension in the England camp becomes fascinating. After the Norway game, Tuchel publicly slammed his own team's display and called them lucky. And Bellingham, the two-goal hero, did not take it well. Firing back a withering line, questioning whether his coach even knows what it's like to play against opponents like Haaland and Odegaard. A pointed dig at Tuchel's short playing career. It's the kind of tension that either forges a team in the fire or quietly poisons the dressing room at the worst possible moment. But here's the reality. Both teams have ridden their own controversies into this semi-final. England's equalizer against Norway came after the ball appeared to clip an overhead camera cable. FIFA denied it, saying their connected ball technology recorded no signal indicating contact. Norway went home fuming. Argentina's path has been even more controversial. The Egypt goal wiped out for a foul the length of a pitch away. The Swiss red card that flipped the entire quarterfinal. Every marginal call going the same way. Alan Shearer, England legend, has raised serious concerns. He told Betfair he's worried that a refereeing decision or VAR could cost England against Argentina. He said the narrative from the referees and the VAR from the start of the tournament to now has changed massively. He's been amazed at some of the decisions Argentina have had. And here's the detail that will make you uncomfortable. The referee appointed for this match is American Ismail Elfaf. Messi has won in every game Elfaf has been involved in, including the 2022 World Cup final. Now, I'm not saying that means anything. But I am saying that when you stack the pattern on top of the history on top of the money, a lot of people have stopped believing in coincidence. FIFA is expecting to bank nearly $9 billion from this tournament. The president has openly admired Messi. Invited his Inter Miami club to the Club World Cup despite them not even qualifying. This is likely Messi's final World Cup. The story writes itself. And the story sells. But here's the thing about stories. They can be broken. And England have the squad to break this one. Harry Kane against Argentina's defensive triangle is the matchup everyone is watching. Kane will recognize several familiar faces. Aston Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez. Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez. And above all, his former Tottenham teammate Christian Romero. They fought many battles together in Spurs colours before Kane's move to Bayern Munich. Now they face each other with a World Cup final at stake. At the other end, Julian Alvarez could come up against an all-Manchester City central defensive pairing, with John Stones and Mark Guéhi expected to start for England. Guéhi has been England's Mr. Dependable throughout the tournament. And then there's the battle in the stands. Argentina's fans have been by far the largest and loudest following at this World Cup. On the eve of every match they gather in public squares for traditional banderazzos. Mass fan rallies filled with giant flags, chants, and a sea of Messi and Maradona shirts, accompanied by the smell of barbecues and colored smoke flares. England supporters don't stage organized banderazzos, but they have long been renowned for their terror songs and full-throated backing. By the end of Wednesday's match, only one anthem will ring around Atlanta. Either Oasis classic Wonderwall or La Cuarta Estrella, the unofficial anthem of Argentina's supporters as they dream of a fourth World Cup title. So what's the actual prediction? Here's my honest read. If this is 11 against 11 and the officiating stays out of it, England have a genuine chance. They're fresher. They're in form. And the matchup suits them almost perfectly against a defense on its last legs. On pure merit, I'd lean slightly England. But Argentina have Messi. They have the composure. And they have a way of finding the result, no matter how ragged they look. Whether by brilliance or, as their critics would hiss, by a friendly whistle. The single biggest question mark hanging over the whole thing isn't tactical. It's whether the game will be allowed to be decided on the grass at all. And that right there is what makes this the most anticipated and most controversial match of the entire World Cup. Remember too, what's actually waiting for the winner. Whoever comes through Atlanta books a place in the final at MetLife on July 19th. Against either France or Spain. The two most complete sides left in the tournament. For England, this is the door to their first World Cup final since they won the whole thing in 1966. The moment an entire nation has ached for across 60 years of near misses and heartbreak. For Argentina, it's one more step toward letting Messi walk off into the sunset as a back-to-back world champion. A send-off that would cement him beyond any argument as the greatest of all time. The stakes could not be higher for either side. Either England are good enough and crucially big enough to break the script clean in half, to beat Argentina so decisively that no whistle could rescue them, or the whole planet watches the pattern survive one more round against the most watched opponent of all, and the accusations against FIFA go completely nuclear. There is no quiet outcome here. Kickoff is 3 p.m. Eastern in Atlanta. And one way or another, this is the game this entire tournament has been daring us to watch. Do you think England break the curse? Or does the magic and maybe a little help drag Argentina to one more final? Lock in your prediction below before kickoff. And I'll see you right back here after full time to break down every single decision frame by frame.